Should you get and build Eyjafjalla? Short answer, yes. Long answer, this entire video.
先輩、ただいま戻りました。こちらは皆さんへのお土産です。後でケルシー先生とアニヤさんにもお届けしますね。
How about a slice of lava cake before we head out? It was one of Mom's traditions.
Adele Newman, codename Eyjafjalla, a Lithuanian volcanologist and a catastrophe messenger, who is currently in Rhodes Island for her oropathy treatment, and also working as an operator. The daughter of the late Magna and Cartier Newman, a renowned volcanologist who had a vision to harness geothermal energy from volcano for the benefit of many, and master the prediction of volcanic eruption. After their passing, Adele strives to continue her parents' legacy, conducting various research near volcanic sites. Alas, the dangerous environment led to her contracting a severe oropathy that has also been affecting her vision and hearing. At one point, after her recent visit to New Siesta, we can't help but notice that Adele's oropathy, vision, and hearing has become worse. But interestingly, we also notice she is more cheerful than ever. Perhaps it is all thanks to the memories of her parents, the coat of her late mother she is currently wearing, and a mysterious being named Dolly, who seems to be close with the Newman. Eyjafjalla is our first 6-star Wandering Medic. Wandering Medic is your main unit to counter elemental damage. Each time they heal, they also recover some element damage. Elemental damage can be a pain in the rear, and they appear quite often now in events. So investing in one is quite mandatory. This medic normal healing tends to be not very strong, which is understandable. But you'll see Eyjafjalla is a different case. She's both strong for normal healing and elemental recovery. Moving on, here's Eyja's stats. Due to her archetype, her attack or healing for a single target unit is pretty low. But that's before we count her talent and skills, so sit tight. And also thanks to her archetype, she got the cheapest DP cost compared to other 6-star medic. Now here comes her talent. Her talent 1 will grant the unit she healed a short buff that gradually heals and recovers element damage based on some low percentage of her attack. This one is very useful for the damaged unit to recover more HP, especially while waiting for Eyja to heal them again, or while she's taking care of other operators in the meantime. As for her second talent, it increases friendly operators' max HP within range, and gives them a non-conditional elemental damage reduction. Might not seem too big now, but it will become stronger with her skill 3. This is her potential upgrade list. Eyja is already great without extra potential, but it will still come in handy if you get them. And currently, Wandering Medic doesn't have module. Now let's see her skills. Her skills are almost M9 worthy, but I think most will stick to her S3 or S1. For a starting skill, her skill 1 is awesome, bringing lots of good stuff in one package. It has infinite duration, increases attack, heal one more unit, and everyone inside her range now recovers from elemental damage every second. And the most unique part about this, it makes her become the first unit to be able to heal element damage of enmity units. All in all, a great AFK skill that puts balance to her normal and element healing. If the situation doesn't require you to unleash her biggest healing skill, this skill tends to be the #1 choice, and very useful in a long stage like Annihilation. The downside of this skill is that it takes her about a minute to activate this, so it could lead to a disaster if you need this to be active fast. However, it's usually not a big problem, and can be solved with an SP support unit. Now for skill 2, a skill that is oriented on preventing elemental damage. This one will instantly heal all units in range, and provide a barrier that protects operators inside from almost every elemental attack. Also, like what I often mentioned, the best part about this skill is that it has a cheap cost, and it doesn't lock her skill charge. So once the barrier is gone, Eyja should be able to cast it again almost, or even immediately. But what makes this skill less appealing is that this skill solely focuses on countering element damage, with no bonuses for her normal healing. Thus in a stage with no elemental damage present, it is quite useless. Last but absolutely not least, her skill 3 turns her range global. Her healing becomes bursts of 5 with lower amounts of normal and element healing, but can heal multiple times to the unit at once. However, it prioritizes healing different target if there's any, and the max HP buff and elemental barrier from her talent 2 will multiply. At the start when seeing the global range, you can already tell it's going to be good. It's Eyja version of a panic button I suppose. This burst healing skill is notable to out-heal most regular and elemental damage in this game. Like you can see here, her S3 even manages to make those two survive against Tallulah fireballs. Another good thing is that this skill duration is long, and the initial SP is big enough to activate this skill quickly in the first activation. But at the same time the cost is big, so the second activation could lead to a big gap in some stages. For skill mastery priority, while I did say she's almost M9 worthy, but she's actually pretty much fine if you decided to stay at level 7. But to get better benefits I would still recommend you master her skill 3 at least. To increase the healing amount, increase the talent 2 multiplier, and reduce the cost. Your second option would be skill 1 if you want constant healing, and there's no danger that would require her skill 3. As for skill 2, at M3 it does give a 100% skill uptime, so it might have value for you if you really need that elemental barrier. Otherwise it's better to pass her skill 2. As for her base skills, increase medic operator mastery training speed, and add more bonus if she trained a fellow wandering medic. And when in the dorm, she recovers the moral of all operators in the dorm for each wandering medic in the base. So, should you get this best goat? Eyja Alter is one if not the best healer in the game. Elemental damage is basically not a problem anymore if you have her. And there's two unique abilities. One being she can heal element damage on enmity units, and S3 global healing, with hardly having any noticeable drawback. You should get her if you're lacking a 6-star or a strong healer, having a difficult time from enemies with elemental damage, like in the newest Annihilation or IS3, using enmity units often, and needs a way to prevent elemental damage, and a healer that can cover a wide area in the map. Then there's a reason as to why you probably don't need her. One being you have a good enough healer or elemental healer. Mulberry and Honeyberry already did a great job at countering element damage. So if you already invested big resources on them, you might find Eyja unnecessary. But all things considered, Eyja Alter is a great limited to have. Not to mention the other 6-star in her banner is also a great unit. For me personally, I'll get her because I really find her global range and healing enmity units very useful. And I need to complete the RGB Summer Limited. That should be all. Peace is always an option. Adios.